What's up, everyone? Back again. Team Rival. Yeah, it's been longer than usual. Lately I've been doing good, but this past weekend I went to my cousin's wedding, got fucking hammered. It was great. I was dancing, I was having a great time. But I had a cold the whole weekend. I had pretty much this whole entire past week. I had been fucking, my nose was running like a fucking faucet. I had this terrible chest cold. I just sounded like shit. And I was busy with school and stuff like that, so it really wasn't the most opportune time for me to make videos. So, you know, a little R&R never did anyone any harm. So I took that R&R and I am back in the saddle again. I got some reviews coming up for you guys. Elder Scrolls, you know, games. This was the fucking month of games that finally came, and it seemed like it took forever. But Skyrim review coming very soon, as is an Assassin's Creed Revelations review. You know, I can't say when they're coming. I don't want to, you know, say that, because I like to, you know, typically play the games at my own pace and kind of see, you know, this is an appropriate time to make a review. You don't just like, you know, 10 hours make a review. That's not how you do a review. You play until you feel you've got a good feel for the game. And I think I do have a good feel for both of these games, but I just want to, you know, you make sure you keep playing. So I'll probably record those reviews sometime this week, and you'll see them at some point. But not here to talk about any sort of games today. I'm here to talk about underrated anime. Yes, I said it was coming, and it's not so much a series that I want to start it, but you know, if I think an anime is underrated, and there is a lot of underrated anime, and frankly, it's not because, you know, it didn't sell a lot or stuff like that. It is because the anime community on here focuses on three things, and I'm sure you know what those things are, and pretty much if it's not within that realm of things, it's pretty much irrelevant. So I'm here to open your minds to some new awesome anime. Maybe you want to check this out. Now, the anime I'm here to talk to you about is honestly something I never even thought I would enjoy at all, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you will not think you will enjoy it at all, but give it a chance. What did I say? Open mind. So, you know, actually fucking open your minds for once. Maybe you'll actually enjoy this. I'm here to talk to you guys today about Initial D. That's right, dude. Off the chain, like, over the top, high velocity, high adrenaline racing. You know, Japanese, it's very, very odd. They make mangas and animes on sports, like basketball, boxing, baseball, football, like fucking soccer. Like, you would never think these would be like legit series, and a lot of these series are actually pretty legit. Like Hajime no Ippo, that's some hardcore stuff, you know, from what I've watched. I haven't, you know, delved. That's really a series I want to sink my teeth into, and I haven't gotten into that too much yet, but that's something I really want to get into. And you know, I have a friend. His name is Doug. He's, you know, one of my actual few friends that I have in real life that is, you know, a hardcore gamer, and he likes anime and stuff like that. And he was like, "You need to watch Initial D." And I'm like, "Okay, what's it about?" And he's like, "It's about street racing, street drifting." And I was like, I don't think so, because personally, I fucking hate cars. You know, if it drives, it gets me from point A to point B. That's good. I don't need, you know, I can, you know, drift and then do that sort of stuff. I can, you know, drive it really fast, because that is not a measure of pretty much anything except how much money you can put into a car. It does not impress me. You know, I have, my money is better spent elsewhere than in a car. But I was like, you know what, D, you know me very well. I'm gonna give this series a chance. So I bought the DVDs on KC DVD. Mind you, this was back when Funimation had not purchased the rights to, you know, bring those DVDs over. So they were not easily available, which they are nowadays. You can get them. Funimation, you know, had brought stages 1 through 4 out. And so watched them. I watched, you know, the first stage, hooked, right off the bat. This is high adrenaline. Like I said, high adrenaline, high velocity, great story. The races are absolutely gripping. And it is just, from top to bottom, it is just awesome, in my opinion. It's really, I think it's just a very surprising anime, because, you know, on the surface, on paper, not something that really would interest me. And I think that goes for a lot of people on here. It's not something that really appeals to you that much. But I think if you give it a chance, you will really enjoy it. What's it about? Okay, Initial D is set in Japan, in the countryside. I forget exactly where it is. It's, you know, but that's pretty much irrelevant. It's very country. It's not like, you know, Okinawa or Tokyo, like in, you know, the main parts of Japan. And it stars Takumi Fujiwara. All he is, his dad owns a tofu shop. You know, he just makes tofu and he makes deliveries on the tofu and stuff like that. They have an old car. It's an 86 is what it's called. It's like a Toyota. It's nothing special, and he makes deliveries in the car. Bunta Fujiwara, that is Takumi's dad, is an amazing driver. He's over the top. You know, that's the kind of thing that goes around, you know, in the local high school and everything. You know, your measure of where you stand is, you know, how good of a drifter / racer are you. There's different clans and stuff. You got the Red Suns, you got the Speed Stars, and there's, you know, everyone has their own sort of little racing faction. So Takumi is, you know, Bunta wants Takumi to make the deliveries. So, you know, he has Takumi, you got to get up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, you know, drive on these mountains. You know, it's all based on top of these mountains and stuff, and they all have winding paths, and it's very intense stuff. And if, you know, you go fast, you will die if you do not know what you're doing. So Takumi has this inborn gift, this innate gift, that he is a great drifter. He can just, you know, sit behind the wheel of that car and make that 86, which is a piece of shit, mind you. You know, that's not a top of the line, you know, like, great car. That's like a clunker, pretty much, you know, for lack of a better word. And he can make that thing fucking do some inordinary, extraordinary stuff. And this show, this show is just, wow, it just grips you, I think, from the first race, and really what you see Takumi do, it was just, I was like, holy shit, this is like legit. This is very legit. So Takumi ends up getting roped into doing one of these races against this guy Keisuke, or Keisuke. It's Japanese names. It's all very, you know, very, very Japanese, and that's really what I like about this show, is that it's very, very focused around Japanese culture. You know, it's set in Japan. You know, everything just looks Japanese, and it's great. Really recommend watching it with subs on. Definitely don't watch it dubbed. They fucked up the dub, I think. I mean, I haven't listened to the Funimation dub, but why even bother? Japanese is better, I think, in this case. You know, take it from me. I know. You need it in Japanese. There is no other way. So Takumi ends up getting roped in to do one of these races for the Speed Stars. That's like his local, you know, racing faction. He ends up, right, like I said, racing Keisuke, and wins. And from that point on, everyone's like, oh my god, Takumi's a great driver. They see how professional he is, because Keisuke is a no-joke kind of driver. And he beats him, you know, the races are always down to the wire. It's not like, oh, Takumi's driving like Dale Earnhardt, like going around, oh, he's making it right. What's he doing, making it right? Yo, those drifts are some intense shit. And the soundtrack, I must say, for this series is by far the most memorable, like up there with like Dragon Ball Z Rock the Dragon. The most memorable, and honestly, I think one of the best anime soundtracks out there. It's all Eurobeat, so it's like with just crazy, like, the songs are so catchy. Like, I got the soundtrack on my iPod, and I listen to it while I'm driving. I have a Mitsubishi, so it's a Japanese car, so, you know, put it on. I have the Initial D soundtrack, actually. I actually have the CD. You know, I gotten it when I had bought one of the DVDs, and I actually listened to it in my car, and I really enjoy it. It's a really great soundtrack. I think if you give it a chance, and like I said, if you are open-minded, you will really enjoy this. There are plenty of great characters in Initial D. Bunta has some great moments. He's not, like I said, he doesn't really race too much, but when he does get behind the wheel of a car, he's like the grandmaster. Like, you think Takumi is good? Well, he got all that skill from fucking Bunta, and Bunta is just like, there's one part where he's driving with, I forget one of the characters' names, but he owns the gas station, and he's fucking drifting around a turn while lighting his cigarette, and I was like, that is the most badass thing I have ever seen in my life. I was like, that is just fucking awesome. You cannot be more badass than drifting around a turn, going inordinately fast, and you just fucking casually light a cigarette. I was like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. There's Keisuke and Ryosuke, they are brothers. I really like Ryosuke. He's a really cool character in my opinion. He's, he's like the feared one out of, Takumi's local racing group. Like, oh, you don't want to go up against Ryosuke. He will kick your ass. And there's, that's how the first stage ends, is there's a race between Ryosuke and Takumi. I'm not going to spoil how it ends, but obviously I'm pretty sure if you know how a typical anime series goes, you know who wins. And so there's 4 stages out right now. I believe they are working on or close to bringing out the 5th stage. The thing I like about the series is it's not just focused around the racing, race. They develop the relationships very nicely between, the characters, the friends. The friends have problems. There's relationship problems, like girl problems and sort of stuff like that. Takumi has doubts about himself, The characters all seem very realistic, aside from the fact they can drive like gods, but, the characters are developed very, very nicely, and it's just an over-the-top series where I think if you can, like I said, if you have an open mind to these sort of things, and like I said, you think I enjoy cars? Look at me. Do I look like some person who is like, oh yeah man, I got a nice car? No, I have a piece of shit car. But Initial D is just like one of the coolest series, I think, and one of like the most surprising. When you watch an anime series, you don't expect it to be that good, and you find out that it is fucking awesome. Well, Initial D falls right into that category. And also, one thing I would like to mention is it does bring the crown, in my opinion, of having by far consistently the best anime video games. With Naruto you got some shitty games like Rise of a Ninja and was Uzumaki Chronicles, Dragon Ball Z. Pretty much anything that's come out like past Budokai 3 has been subpar in my opinion. Initial D, every single game is top notch. Granted, it's a racing game, how could you fuck that up? But I have Special Stage, I believe, on PS2 and Extra Stage on PS3. I might have got the titles mixed up. It's Special Stage on PS3, but I have both of them. Definitely, if you have to get one game, get the one on PS3, just because you can play online and stuff like that. I mean, those Japanese on PS3 are no joke. They just fucking, there is no catching up with them. And it's really cool, I think, especially if you have a racing wheel. I don't have that, unfortunately. I would like to have one of those, but I have bills to pay and things to do and yada yada yada. But Initial D, what's not to love, I think? Kick-ass soundtrack, kick-ass character development, awesome, sitting literally on the edge of your seat. You want to know what happens next. These races are, just, oh my god, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen. You want to drive like this. I don't recommend driving like this, after watching the series. But it was just like, I was just very, very, very pleased with what I saw. Really worth checking out, I think. Like I said, go into it with an open mind. Don't go into it, oh, this is going to suck, this is going to suck. You're not going to enjoy it. Go into it with an open mind, and I guarantee you, you will definitely enjoy it. I love it. I can't wait for 5th stage. Each stage is just increasingly better. First stage, second stage. Personally, if I had to pick a favorite stage, it would either be, they're also very good, but I would either say 4th stage or 2nd stage. Hell, I love them all, and you can't have a complete series without each one. But dude, 2nd stage has some legit moments, because that's like the point at when Takumi, I think, evolves the most as a racer. Like I said, no spoilers, but something happens that forces him to kind of like, it's all part of Bunta's plan too. I really like that Bunta has a whole, system in mind to make Takumi a better driver. And, once that happens, the series just takes off. And cannot recommend it enough. So, that's pretty much it for Initial D, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the underrated anime. I have a few more in mind I'd like to do. These aren't so underrated, like, like hidden, like you'll never hear about it. I'm just trying to give you guys a reason to watch it. And I hope I gave you enough of a reason to watch Initial D. So, I will see you guys soon. Take it easy.